in the far reaches of the northern mountains, where winter reigned supreme for half the year, there lived a tribe known as the Snowborne. They were a people hardened by the elements, shaped by survival, and bound by honor. Among them was a girl named Kaya, 18 winters old, who possessed a spirit as fierce as the blizzards that swept across her homeland. This is the story of how one act of compassion in the heart of winter would change her life forever. Narrator: the day began like any other harsh winter day in the mountains. The sky hung heavy with gray clouds, and the wind carried whispers of an approaching storm. Kaya stood at the edge of her village, wrapping furs tightly around her shoulders as she gazed at the darkening horizon. KY, voice over: my grandmother always said that the winter spirits test us, not to break us, but to reveal who we truly are. I never understood what she meant, until that night. Narrator: the elders had warned everyone to stay inside. A blizzard was coming, one that would erase the world in white fury. But Kaya had ventured to the edge of the village to check on the animal traps before the storm hit. As she turned to head home, something caught her eye. KY calling out, "Hello? Is someone there?" Narrator: through the swirling snow, she saw a figure stumbling toward the village. It was a man, draped in unfamiliar clothes, collapsing every few steps. Without hesitation, Kaya ran toward him. KY, hold on. I'm coming. Narrator: she reached him just as he fell to his knees. His face was blue with cold, his lips trembling, unable to form words. The stranger wore the colors of the eastern clans, people from beyond the Great Valley, a land her people had limited contact with. KY, can you walk? The village is close. Stranger, weakly eye. I cannot go on. Narrator: the blizzard was upon them now, a wall of white fury that consumed everything. Kaya knew they wouldn't make it to the village in time. She made a split-second decision. KY, there's a shelter cave nearby. Come on. Narrator: with strength born of determination, she pulled the stranger's arm over her shoulder and dragged him through the deepening snow. The wind screamed in their ears, trying to tear them apart, but Kaya pushed forward, following instinct more than sight. Narrator: the cave was small but dry, protected from the worst of the wind. Kaya quickly gathered dried what she had stored there during autumn hunts and struck her flint stones together. Sparks flew, and soon a small fire crackled to life. KY, you're safe now. Rest. Narrator: she removed the stranger's frozen outer garments and wrapped him in her own spare furs. As the warmth of the fire spread through the cave, color slowly returned to his face. His eyes opened, dark and intelligent, studying her with gratitude and curiosity. Stranger, you saved my life. Why? KY, because you needed help. That's reason enough. Stranger, my name is Darius. I am a messenger from the eastern clans. I was crossing the mountains to reach the coastal tribes when the storm caught me off guard. KY, I'm Kaya of the Snowborne. You chose a dangerous path in winter. Darius, a necessary one. I carry an urgent message about raiders threatening our borders. But it seems the mountains had their own plans. Narrator: outside, the blizzard raged for 3 days and 3 nights. Inside the cave, Kaya and Darius survived on the dried meat and berries she had stored. They talked through the long hours, about their peoples, their customs, their dreams. Darius: your people survive in conditions that would break mine. There's great strength in the Snowborne. KY, and there's wisdom in knowing when to ask for help. Strength alone isn't enough. Darius, you speak like a leader. KY, laughing, I'm no leader. Just a hunter trying to survive winter like everyone else. Darius, perhaps you underestimate yourself. Narrator: on the 4th morning, the storm finally broke. The world outside was transformed into a pristine white landscape, glittering under a crystal blue sky. Kaya led Darius back to her village, where he was given warm food and proper shelter to recover his strength. Narrator: 2 weeks later, when Darius was fully recovered, he prepared to continue his journey. The village gathered to see him off, suspicious, but respectful of the stranger their daughter had saved. Darius: to Kaya I owe you my life. Among my people, such a debt is sacred. I will not forget this kindness. KY, you owe me nothing. Just get your message where it needs to go safely. Darius: still, I make you this promise. If you ever need help, the Eastern clans will answer. You have a friend in Darius of House Meridian. Kya, House Meridian? You never mentioned you were nobility. Darius, smiling, would it have changed anything? Kya, no. Travel safely, Darius. Narrator. He bowed deeply, a gesture of profound respect in his culture, and disappeared down the mountain path. Kaya watched him go, wondering if she would ever see him again. Then winter tightened its grip once more, and survival demanded all her attention. Narrator. Winter finally released its hold on the mountains. Snow melted into rushing streams. Green shoots pushed through the earth, and the world came alive again. Kaya spent her days hunting and helping her tribe prepare for the warmer seasons. She had almost forgotten about Darius when, one morning, everything changed. Villagers shouting warriors. Warriors approaching from the east. Narrator. Panic spread through the village. The eastern clans had never sent warriors to the mountains before. The chief gathered the tribe's fighters, preparing for the worst. Kaya stood with her bow ready, her heart pounding. Chief, how many? Scout. At least 50 warriors, Chief. They carry the banners of House Meridian. They're coming directly to the village center. Narrator. The warriors emerged from the forest path, an impressive sight in their polished armor and flowing capes bearing the golden sun emblem of House Meridian. But they carried no drawn weapons. At their head rode Darius, now dressed in the full regalia of a high-ranking noble. Kya, whispering Darius. Narrator. The procession stopped at the village entrance. Darius dismounted and walked forward alone. The Snowborne warriors tensed, but he raised his hand in peace. Darius, people of the Snowborne, I come not with threats, but with gratitude. I seek the one called Kaya. Narrator. Kaya stepped forward, confused but unafraid. Darius smiled when he saw her then, to everyone's astonishment. He knelt before her. Darius. Kaya of the Snowborne. You saved my life when I was a stranger lost in the storm. You asked nothing in return, expected nothing in return. But my people do not forget such kindness. Narrator. The 50 warriors behind him knelt as one, creating a wave of lowered heads and respect. Kaya stood frozen, overwhelmed. Kya, Darius, what is this? Stand up. Darius. Standing, I returned home and delivered my message. The raiders were stopped because of your compassion. Hundreds of lives were saved. When I told my father, the Lord of House Meridian, how a mountain girl risked her life to save a stranger, he insisted we honor this debt properly. Narrator. Darius gestured, and the warriors began unloading their packs. They brought gifts beyond imagination. Fine weapons forged by master smiths, bolts of silk and wool, medicines and herbs, preserved foods, tools, and 3 horses bred for mountain terrain. Darius, we offer these gifts to your village in gratitude. But more than that, we offer friendship. House Meridian hereby declares the Snowborne our honored allies. Any member of your tribe will be welcomed in our lands. Trade routes between our peoples will be established. You will never face hardship alone again. Chief, stepping forward, this is unexpected. We have lived in isolation for generations. Darius, isolation born of necessity, not choice. The world is changing, Chief. Threats grow in the shadows, but so do opportunities for friendship. All because one of your own chose compassion over caution. Narrator. The chief looked at Kaya with new eyes, pride and wonder mixing in his weathered face. Chief, Kaya, you honor our tribe. Darius of House Meridian, we accept your friendship. Let it be known that the Snowborne and the Eastern clans are now allies. Narrator. That night, a great feast was held. The warriors of House Meridian shared food and stories with the Snowborne. Laughter echoed through the mountains for the first time in memory. Kaya found herself sitting beside Darius as the fires burned bright. Darius, you seem uncomfortable with all this attention. Kya, I just did what anyone should do. This feels like too much. Darius, that's exactly why we're here. Because you think kindness needs no reward. The world needs more people like you, Kaya. Kya, what happens now? Darius, now. The trade routes will bring prosperity to your people. Your warriors can train with ours. Our healers can share knowledge with your shamans. This is just the beginning. KY, and what about you? Will you return to your eastern halls and forget about us mountain folk? Darius, seriously never. In fact, my father has appointed me as the official liaison to the Snowborne. I'll be visiting regularly to ensure the alliance flourishes. If that's acceptable to you. KY. Smiling, I suppose someone needs to make sure you don't get lost in another blizzard. Darius, laughing indeed. Though I hope next time I can stay as a friend, not a frozen stranger. Narrator. As the celebration continued, Kaya looked around at her people, laughing, hopeful, opening to a wider world. She had walked into a blizzard expecting nothing more than to save a life. Instead, she had opened a door to a future her tribe had never imagined. In the years that followed, the alliance between the Snowborne and House Meridian grew strong. Trade flourished, bringing prosperity to the mountains. When raiders threatened either people, they stood together as one. Kaya became a respected leader among her tribe, her wisdom sought in council. And Darius? He kept his promise, visiting every season. The friendship forged in that cave deepening with time into something neither had expected but both cherished. The story of the girl who saved a stranger in the blizzard became legend, a tale told around fires to remind people that compassion is never wasted, that kindness creates ripples we cannot predict, and that sometimes saving one life can change the destiny of thousands. The warriors who covered her doorstep that spring weren't there to intimidate or demand. They came to honor a simple truth, that the greatest strength lies not in our weapons or our walls, but in our willingness to help a stranger in need.